Brock Bowers now off in the NFL. What's different about coaching this tight end room with him not being there? And do you miss at all coaching a player like that?
I haven't approached it any differently. Okay, whether Brock was there or Brock wasn't there, pre-Brock, post-Brock. Okay, you approach it the same way. Okay, it's my job to make sure my unit, okay, plays, practices, okay, prepare to the best of their ability. Okay, and it's also my job to make sure I get every ounce out of them that I can. Right, and so. Obviously, personally, I'm gonna miss Brock. I love Brock. Okay, recruited Brock, and kind of anytime you can recruit a kid, sign a kid, see it all the way through, and now see him in the NFL and kind of achieve that dream that you told them about during recruiting, that is a fulfilling, process. And so I'm gonna miss him, but that doesn't have any effect on our team this year. These guys that we go out and we got the same plays that we've always had in this offense. He's just a different person doing it, and so. He is a monumental player in the history of Georgia football, and I don't think he'll ever replace that. But guess what? Oscar Delp, I'm going to coach Oscar Delp just like I coach Brock Bowers and Lawson Lucky and Ben Urosic and those two freshmen as well. Like, I'm not going to coach them any differently.
Hey, Todd.
Sir, right.
You mentioned Coach Pham, which made me think about the outside linebackers.
Yeah.
So let's talk defense real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of those outside linebackers that are giving your tight ends?
Well, if you ask Chadera, he'll probably different. Hey, they're all of them are giving him fits. It's pretty competitive between us and the outside linebackers. He's got a good room, man. He's got a very talented room. And first, I'll start with Chaz. Chaz has been there so long, and he's so strong. He's the savvy veteran of the group. And when we're going against those guys, you got to have a different plan for blocking Chaz. Because we go up to the line of scrimmage and we tell the play. Chaz has probably heard that play. I don't know, 1,000 times, so he knows exactly what's coming. So our guys get so frustrated when Chad seems to be exactly where he needs to be when he's supposed to be there. And so you just got to have a different plan for a guy like that. He's played so many snaps, and he's so tough and physical, and such a core Georgia guy, right? He just epitomizes what Coach Smart believes and makes his program. And so, Chad, you can't start talking about outside linebackers, let's start with Chad Chambliss first. And then, get Damon Wilson has done a great job of showing the ability to flash and pass rush. And so he gives us some problems off the edge. And you got, I'm just trying to think, Sam Pimba. Okay, Sam Pimba has always been naturally strong and physical, so it's hard to get movement on Sam at the line of scrimmage because he's so big and so strong. And then the freshman, I've been pleasantly surprised with Hugh Johnson. He had some tape, high school tape of him playing quarterback. And one of the things you look at and trying to find a tight end sometimes these high school kids don't always play tight end. You're like, man, this guy, I know Chadera wants him in his room, but I'll take him in my room. He's athletic, and surprisingly for a freshman, he has not been overwhelmed, as much with what our defense is trying to do, scheme-wise, schematically. Not that I can tell. Chadera might give you a different story on that too, but very impressed, and that's the one thing about being in Georgia, and that's the one thing that we preach in development is, hey, you're going to go against the best in the country every day. And so when you go against the best in the country every day, you can't help but get better. Okay, iron sharpens iron, right? Everybody's heard that before, and it is no truer than being right here at UGA and going on that practice field and seeing those wars that you have between the O-line and the D-line, the tight ends and the outside linebackers and the receivers and the DBs. It's good on good. Okay, it's iron versus iron, and those guys develop and get better because of who they go against. And going against those outside linebackers every day makes us better for sure.
As you mentioned, this is your alma mater. You were here under Rick. You were here under Kirby for a while, and it was about getting that first title. You got it. You got the second one. Didn't get it last year, but what is the vibe you think around this program now as it goes into this new era of the expanded playoff, bigger SEC? What is the pulse vibe around?
Well, Coach Smart's theme, I think he said it at SEC Media Days, was assume nothing. And we've been preaching that daily since we've been in camp, is assume nothing. And it's been almost like a reset button for everybody, right? Let's start fresh. Let's not assume that the seniors know it, that the juniors know it. Okay, let's coach and teach to the lowest common denominator in every room and build the foundation from the bottom up again. Don't assume that it's already there. Don't assume we're already on third base, because we're not. Okay, so it's been a fresh start for the coaches, it's been a fresh start for the players, just, embracing that mantra of assume nothing. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like when you're in it and the way Kirby has built this thing, like it's so process oriented. And one thing in this camp is we talked about the process and not the outcomes. And when you're not thinking about the outcomes and you're focusing on the process, like you don't even think about the playoff. Like you don't have time to think about 12 teams. You don't have time to think about SEC and away schedule and whatever it is we have. You're thinking about today. Like I'm thinking about what I have to do at 1 o'clock. Like it's 12:40 and I'm getting a little nervous because I got a 1 o'clock meeting, and that's kind of how he's built this thing. It's so segmented, right? Like the process is so detailed and so disciplined that you can't look ahead. You can't look behind. You have to look right now what we have to do to get better today as a team, as an offense, as a unit, and you're not allowed to look ahead. And that's, I think has contributed to our success that Kirby's had and will contribute to our success moving forward.
Got time for one more question?
Thank you.
Yeah, you mentioned the freshman earlier. I guess just what have been your observations of those two guys so far, especially comparing Jaden, who was here for ball practices, and Colton, who arrived in the summer?
Yeah, Colt was here for spring as well. So they were both here in January. I've been pleasantly surprised actually to see the growth from spring football to summer to now to fall camp. Right, like if there's ever a great example of why kids, the advantage, okay, of graduating mid-year and coming in and having 15 spring practices and a winter workout program and a summer workout program and getting a college semester of academic courses under your belt already, you can look at those two freshman tight ends in Colton Heinrich and Jane Riddell, because they were swimming in the deep end in January through May. And then they come back in June and it's like they've already been here for a year. And I'm not saying they're where they need to be to help us contribute right now, and I'm not even saying that we're asking them to do that. We might need them at some point this season, and we're preparing them like we will, okay? But to see the growth from the spring and to right now, I have been pleasantly surprised, and I'm very happy with their progress.
Thank you, Coach.